Okay people, welcome back to the channel. I've been sent a lot of TikToks and Reels recently from the health space, and I'm going to be reacting to a few of them and giving my opinion and judgment on them and giving you some advice based on what I see essentially. So yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so first up we have the most requested account to react to. It's an account called Harris Hikers. She's been going viral recently for her skin condition or skin quality. I don't know what to say about that. And before I start, right, I'm not hating on any of these people. I'm not like here to start wars with people. I'm not here to like get into it. Like, this woman can do whatever she likes with her skin, with her life and whatever else, and believe whatever she likes to believe. But I'm just going to give my advice based on what I believe, based on the knowledge that I have. And you know, if you have any kind of problems, a lot of it can be fixed through diet and lifestyle. So I'm going to be offering advice based on these metrics, and I'm not going to be hating whatsoever. But yeah, we'll get into it. See, it's quite sad really. Like, she's saying POV 25-year-old woman with no work done. So, you know, we can quite clearly see that she's not had any work done by her face. And she's got very, very bad acne, and looks like she's got really bad acne scarring as well. So she's had acne for quite a long period of time, clearly. Wrinkles, under eye bags, dark eye circles, pale lips. She doesn't really look healthy. It's hard to say pretty much in any way. She's got a bit of colour to her skin, so you know, she hikes a lot, and I've seen that she goes walking a lot in the sun, and a lot of people are blaming the sun for this, but I don't. It's not from the sun. This is not from the sun at all. You don't get this damaged in your face just from sun exposure. There's obviously something like deep rooted below the surface that is affecting her skin in this way. And I just don't like, the only thing I don't like about this is the fact that she's trying to normalize this way of looking for a 25-year-old, but because that's not normal. Like, it's not really normal to look like that as a 25-year-old. I mean, I was a vegan at 25 and I still didn't look this bad. So there must be something going on, and her diet is obviously not improving. You know, if she was to eat a whole foods diet, and by whole foods I mean raw meat, I don't mean whole foods grains and stuff like that, which is what she's probably eating. She's probably still eating processed stuff. She probably still goes about her diet approach with an 80-20 rule, or, you know, maybe she cuts out a few things recommended by a dermatologist or a nutritionist or whatever. But this isn't a healthy 25-year-old. This is not what healthy 25-year-olds look like. This is not what most 25-year-olds should look like. And that's the only thing about this video that's a bit confusing for people. A lot of people are saying I'm the same age and that's not normal. People have made response videos saying, look, I'm younger than you, I'm older than you, sorry, and I still don't look that bad. And obviously she got quite upset about this, which is fair enough, but you've exposed yourself on the internet to people. You're going to have to expect them to say something that's maybe not something that's going to make you feel great, especially when you look this way. It's unfortunate. I feel sorry for her that she does look like that, but there are a lot of things that she could do. Honestly, like, it's really not hard to address these problems. At the end of the day, right, most of your skin issues are a result of your gut. They come out your gut, and your skin is where you detox the most. It's your largest organ. It's where most of the detox is going to come through. So this could be any kind of toxicity from heavy metals, from pesticide, from anything, and it's just resurfacing and resurfacing. And instead of solving the problem, she probably just covers it up with powders and creams and whatever else. So we're gonna have a look at the next one.
It's so infinitely vast, and this is his painting.
The skin of a 25-year-old who's lived, and then someone said lived what? Lived through hell. I mean, some of these comments are funny. I'm really not trying to hate. It's unfortunate, but let's just see a couple of the things.
Me and my husband just bought a condo in Orange
Here we go. So
County, and all the kitchen
we'll see what she kind of
empty.
eats now.
So let's go do a massive Costco haul to restock on everything. What? You'll call in that picture. I'm getting distracted by all the Christmas stuff. Oh, yeah. Sample number 3.
So far, look, there's half a crate of pesticide berries, packaged, processed popcorn, BPA lined papers. The eggs are not bad, but more BPA. Personal care products, look, sports drinks, vegetables, greens, more processed stuff, grass-fed butter, okay, but more seasonings and sauces and more packaged stuff, dark chocolate, almond butter, mango, dried, I think, more stuff. So she just spent $500 on that creative, you know, foods and personal care products and stuff like that, and essentially none of it is any good. I saw some eggs, some butter, and I think a turkey, but other than that, everything else was just processed, full of ingredients, and I guarantee that even those other things aren't the best quality because they're all pasteurized or the eggs will be washed. Essentially, this is why she looks the way she does. If she's been eating this way for her whole life, you know, most people eat this way. Some people are more sensitive. You have to understand that some people are just genuinely more sensitive to these things because of underlying health conditions that they may have had from, they say birth, but you know, what happens when you are born instantly. Maybe the fact that she wasn't breastfed long enough, maybe she didn't eat the right foods in developmental years. If I think back to a study that I mentioned in a video once about raw milk, it actually reduces eczema, asthma, allergies and things like that. So she's obviously not ate the right foods in developmental years, and she's developed these problems that are under the surface and not just skin deep. You know, she'd probably be using all sorts of skincare products. I'll see if I can find the video, but I'm pretty sure she does a video explaining what she puts on her skin.
Good morning, you guys. Yesterday was actually insane. I just have so many mixed feelings about the video that was posted.
I think this is the one.
Mostly positive. I honestly felt super overwhelmed by the love and like kind comments from everyone. Yesterday morning, I was slightly upset at some of the comments just because I wasn't like expecting that. I also talk a lot about body positivity on my page, so it wasn't the negativity because I get that a lot already. It was the fact that the negativity was coming from women, which...
See, I think a lot of modern women live in this echo chamber where they think other women have no right to say anything about them and they should protect them over every single thing that they say, every single thing that they do. You know, a lot of women these days are now really severely overweight, and I don't say this to insult people. At the end of the day, I know that everybody can have situations that lead them to binge eating and have food addictions and stuff like that. That's so normal, like in this day and age, that is normal. But what's not normal is the normalization of the way that makes you look, you know, and unfortunately, like, that's not reality. You know, you shouldn't look overweight because it's not healthy. Nobody really sees that as attractive because it's unhealthy. Healthy people develop properly. Healthy people are not overweight, you know, unfortunately. All the health metrics lead to this. No matter what you believe, being overweight is bad. It's really bad for longevity and stuff like that. So all this body positivity stuff, it's kind of, it does the opposite of what it's supposed to do. It spreads this kind message, but it's not kind. It's not kindness. It would be kinder just to tell the truth to people, because then they would actually fix themselves instead of thinking, oh, I'm okay because I'm positive about it. It's all good, you know? All right, let's carry on with this video.
Was really hard because if Joe Smith 28 says something mean to me about my body, I'm not going to really take it personally. But when a fellow woman says something negative or is so overtly mean, that just really surprised me. I do feel like we're in like this better culture right now of women supporting women, but I don't know if we just like lost the plot on that for a second. But the women supporting women concept did not translate, especially on TikTok. What a lot of 20, 30, 40-year-old women ended up doing was being like, well, this is what my skin looks like as a 40-year-old or as a 20-year-old, and they would post a selfie of themselves in the comment section on TikTok. They were all so gorgeous. I'm not hating on how they looked, but they were directly trying to make a point that their skin looks way better than mine, and my skin shouldn't look like this. So seeing that yesterday was a little bit hard, but
Well, I hate to break it to you, Harris hikers, but they're kind of right. You know, your skin shouldn't really look like that at 25, and the comparisons are coming from the fact that he said this is a 25-year-old skin, and they're like, well, mine doesn't look like that, and I'm 40. You know, they're going to compare themselves because you've given age. You've told people this is a normal person's skin at the age of 25 who hasn't had work done. So you're essentially like provoking all the people that maybe have had work done, or maybe the ones that haven't had work done either, and actually look better than you. Like, you're comparing yourself to these other people online, and although maybe you came from a place of you didn't mean to attack those people, they feel offended or affected, or they just feel empowered by what you've put online, and they feel like they have to share their version of the truth. You know, I'm 40 and I don't look like this. I don't have those spots, I don't have those wrinkles, I don't have those eye bags. And you know, it's kind of true. So unfortunately, it's really upsetting that she got a lot of hate online, and no one deserves to be hated, I suppose. But it's just, you've got to expect it. You really have to expect it online. Like, it's, you know, whether it's from women or men, you know, you can't live in this bubble, this echo chamber of, oh, women support women, even through things that, you know, are just silly. You know, they don't really make sense. I understand people can't always change things straight away, like I said before with the weight thing. People can't always change their weight instantly. You have to accept who you are at the moment, but that doesn't mean you can't look with a view to improve yourself. Like, a lot of these people get it twisted and think, oh, body positivity, I'll accept the way I look now, which is fine. You know, you shouldn't have to go outside and feel like completely like you're ugly or something like that, you know. But at the same time, you have to go out and be realistic. You have to understand, you know, I can still improve myself. Like, why would I want to look worse than I could possibly look? You know, I could look way better than I do right now, but because of body positivity, people just want to settle. They just settle for mediocrity, and you can reach high heights. You know, whatever genetic makeup you have, genetic, so to speak, whatever base you start with, you can always elevate yourself, always, no matter what. People would say to me online, oh, it's because you have good genetics, you already had a good bone structure and whatever else. Well, maybe not. But at the end of the day, I had a lot of things that I wanted to improve about myself, and I improved them. You know, no matter where you start from, there's always improvement to be made. And accepting this mediocrity and stuff like that is just never going to get us anywhere. If Michelangelo accepted mediocrity, he'd still be drawing stick people, you know. If Mozart accepted mediocrity, he'd still be banging two sticks together, you know. He wouldn't have composed symphonies at the end of the day. And this mindset of, oh, I'll just accept this, and this is just my reality. No, it's not. You can do whatever you like with your life. You can change it. You can improve yourself. You can do so many great things. But with the mindset of, oh, this is just me, and you know, this is what a normal looks like. But what is normal? Why do you want to be normal? If normal looks like that, then I don't want to be normal at the end of the day, and I'm happy to be abnormal. If people look at me as abnormal because I eat raw meat, that's fine. They're going to look at a better looking face than they saw when I was eating normal food. So I don't care what they say. You know, at the end of the day, this woman needs a lot of raw fat, a lot of it, and a lot of detox, to be honest with you. She needs a lot of nourishment from the inside out. She probably has a lot of underlying health conditions. It may take years and years to actually fully fix what she's got going on, but it may not at the same time. We've had people who come into the community. I showed someone on my vlog the other day, my day in the life, whose acne had really bad scarring on his neck. He had really bad acne, and his acne reduced all the way down to nothing within 2 weeks. Or 3 weeks, and his acne scarring started to go down. If I was to offer this woman any advice, I would say eat plenty of raw liver, eat plenty of raw fats. Like, most of your calories should be coming from organs and fats, to be honest with you. When you look like this, you need a lot of vitamin A, you need a lot of collagen to improve the skin quality, the eye bags and stuff like that. I'd say without that, if you keep eating the processed crap that you're eating, keep doing the skincare stuff, it's just not going to work. Like, honestly, it's not going to work. I gave myself
like 2 minutes to be upset, and then I was like, okay, we're moving on. This is so stupid. I received so much love and support from so many different women from that video. I was honestly honored. Something that yesterday really showed me is that this message needs to be talked about way more. As a society, we've gotten better at normalizing normal bodies, but like this whole skin and like work done and Botox thing is just not talked about a lot. And all the filters and edits we have nowadays, people's normal skin is rarely shown. TikTok automatically puts a beauty filter on your video, so you have to intentionally take it off if you want to have your natural skin showing. And I'm gonna even try to be better about intentionally taking off that filter, because this filter culture has completely skewed our perspective of what skin looks like. And I want other women to still feel beautiful, even if they have textured skin like mine or a little bit more pigmented skin like mine. Yes, I'm gonna continue to try and improve my skin, hydrate it, use sunblock, all that. Disclaimer. But back to the initial point of the entire video, I really want to be better about embracing my aging and embracing my wrinkles, because that is so beautiful and it's a privilege to age. Love you guys and happy Thursday.
Well, that's Harris Hikers. I'm not going to review any more of her videos, but you can quite clearly see that she believes it's an outside-in thing instead of an inside-out thing. She doesn't think about it in that way. Most people don't. Most people see what's on the outside and just believe that it's outside. The teeth rot, their skin goes bad, their hair falls out. You've got internal issues, and you know, unfortunately for you, your issues internally are more severe than most human beings' issues, and you have to take severe extreme action to revert those issues. So you know, if she's watching this, send me a message. I'll give you exactly what you need to reduce those wrinkles, to reduce the acne, to get rid of that scarring, and hopefully make you look like more of a normal 25-year-old again. And just to show you how easy it is to actually get rid of this acne, I'm going to take you through a few clients that we've got in our community that have actually achieved the same things. This is Matthias. He cleared his skin very easily and he's got glass skin now. This is Gigi. Gigi did exactly the same thing, had really bad acne and stuff like that. Literally didn't take long for her to change this problem, and the after video didn't seem to want to load, but I found a different post and showed her skin off. Beautiful transformation. And lastly, we have Izzy, who's a long-time member who loves our community and takes the advice very seriously. She's very complimentary about our community, and as you can see from these photos, over time her skin began to clear and it's absolute glass like the rest. So if you want to read what she has to say, then you can read, but back to the video. Next up is another woman. I'm not just hating on women, by the way. I've been sent a lot of things to react to. I always talk about men. I always react to men. And a lot of women have been asking me to do this, so it's not an attack on women at all. I'm actually really trying to help these people as much as I can and offer objective advice. I'm not hating on these people. Again, I'm not that kind of person. I don't care. I literally couldn't care less about any of these people. I've just been asked to react to these things and give my advice based on what people may be following. Like these accounts have a lot of followers, and a lot of people take these people's advice pretty seriously, and I'm just offering another point of view. So no hate towards these people whatsoever. I'm just reacting, that's all. So this is Carrie June, Miss Carrie June on Instagram. She's got 5 million followers, so a lot of influence on the internet. So she's been an influencer for quite a while, and she's trying to get pregnant now. Her goals before were to put on weight, muscle mass and whatever else, stay lean, etc, etc. She does a lot of working out. She has her own gyms, her own brand, her own fitness brand. So she's been doing this a long time, essentially, and it's so bad. When I see stuff like that, I just feel so sorry for these people. But, you know, a lot of this stuff, it comes from a product of their own doings most of the time. And, you know, overworking, I've spoke about this so much, and, you know, I get attacked by men and women, and, you know, they act like I'm just saying it for no reason, but women are not supposed to be working out to these extremes, and you're not really supposed to, like, having a bit of strength, being able to pick your children up and being able to, you know, do regular things is good as a woman, but, you know, any more than that, it's just unnecessary. Women are not built for physical endurance in that way. You know, they're built for different things, childbirth and whatever else. You should be focused on relaxing as much as possible until you have that extreme stress. You can handle extreme amounts of stress, mental stress and stuff like that. Women are so strong, but they don't have to be strong in that way. They don't have to be lifting weights all the time. What does that prove to anyone? It doesn't get them anywhere, essentially. And all it really contributes to is becoming testosterone dominant in a lot of ways, producing too much testosterone because they have to grow, you know. We'll see. Anyway, let's
What
look.
I eat in a day, coming from someone who used to eat super high protein, moderate carbs, and very low fats, which was perfect for my bodybuilding physique goals, but not so much for my current goals to get pregnant. Turns out that kind of diet, combined with heavy lifting for 14 years, threw my hormones off. My period got irregular, my body was always stressed, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get pregnant after trying for years. No one really talks about how
My body was always stressed because you're putting your body under extreme stress. This is what people don't realize. They think I'm just attacking people, but women are not supposed to have broad shoulders and big muscles. Men are supposed to be lean waisted and broad shouldered. Yeah, women are supposed to be more narrow shoulders and wide hipped. It comes from producing a lot of estrogen and DHEA. You know, the things that drive a woman's natural features. And when you put all this strain on your body, then it just literally builds the wrong hormones, unfortunately. And this woman is not like she doesn't look manly in the face, and I wouldn't even say her body is that too manly, but she's just worked out her legs a lot and her bum a lot, overall, and probably her abs and other stuff like that.
how much your diet, training, and stress levels can affect getting pregnant. So recently
Look.
I've changed my workouts and I'm
Look, black coffee or espresso. Like, she's saying she's got an internal stress environment, and then she's just drinking black coffee, which is a stressor. The same thing. Creates the same stress response, cortisol in the
eating
body.
a lot more fats and whole foods every day that actually
A lot more fats, but that's an avocado. It's not.
Also, since
Look,
training
boiled
is
chicken, skinless
one of
chicken,
the main things my brand Mini B
broccoli,
sells,
flowers, cauliflowers, more flour, green beans, useless,
Always
carrots,
follow the
useless, celery full of toxins. What's this? Pickles, maybe,
programs of
cabbage,
my clients.
mushrooms,
It's been an adjustment to step back and kind of do my own thing, while
grains,
also helping them reach their physique
avocado,
goals. But for me, it's not
buckwheat, boiled chicken. I don't even know what that is. That buckwheat groats. Okay, so groats, not even just buckwheat, right? Buckwheat groats, which means the whole grain. Like, she's got the whole grain in there, which makes it even more indigestible, even more stress on the body, more anti-nutrients, more. Honestly, I just don't know, like, why this is the response. Like, she's saying she wants to get pregnant, so she's changed the diet. So, like, what was the diet before? Protein powders and, basically a load of crap. She's started eating more whole foods, right? But more fats. Where's the fat? Boiled chicken, no skin on it. There's no fat there. That's avocado. That's literally avocado. It's not fat.
so much about hitting my protein goal anymore. It's more about giving
Look.
my body the nutrients it needs for this next phase of my life. So wish me luck.
Good luck, Carrie Jr. Very good luck to you. I wish you all the best. I remember commenting on this woman's post a long time ago. This is when I actually did used to leave comments on people's posts, when I actually kind of cared a little bit. I don't really care anymore. Like, I've lost my ability to care for random people. Unfortunately, because most of them don't care about me. So, but yeah, I left a comment a long time ago saying, like, what is with all this excessive working out? If you're trying to get pregnant, why are you excessively working out? Why are you eating these foods? Obviously the comment probably got ignored. She's got thousands and thousands of comments on every single video, but it seemed like a lot of people were saying exactly the same thing. And what she ate there in that meal prep, so that's probably going to last like a week, right? What she ate there in that meal prep that has given nutrients. What nutrients has she got from that? Boiled chicken. Boiling meat is one of the worst ways to cook it as well, so you're going to lose most of the nutrients that are even in that muscle, which is very few. Honestly, from the size of the chicken and the colour of the chicken, it didn't look like anything special. And then it's just flours, anti-nutrients, completely heaps and heaps of fibre for no reason. And she's talking about nutrients to get pregnant. Well, what is the precursor to all of your sexual hormones, your reproductive hormones? Cholesterol. So where's the cholesterol? Where does it come from? Well, it comes from your own stores, and she's literally barely got any body fat on her. So where's the cholesterol coming from? Where are these hormones coming from to produce a baby? I don't know. And she's still working out as well, which is You know, if she was really serious, she would literally stop working out altogether and sit on the couch all day, relax, sit in the sun, chill out. She's got so much money. She doesn't need to do all this stuff. Just relax. Eat a lot of animal fat, organs, liver, heart, kidneys, brain, full of cholesterol. You know, as much fat, as much butter as possible, as much animal foods as possible in their raw form, as natural as possible. And she would actually get pregnant. You know, we need to start uniting as people and teaching people how to actually like achieve these goals. You know, to actually become pregnant, because infertility is rising, and I think it's predicted by like 2040 or 2050 that infertility is going to be through the roof. Honestly, not like it already isn't. So, you know, I'm trying to do the right thing by telling these people. They won't see the video, of course, but other people who are influenced by these people may see the video and may improve themselves based on my opinion, my facts that I've delivered here. I feel really sorry for this woman. Like, nobody should have to go through not being able to get pregnant and stuff like that, but unfortunately it's a product of what you've bred for yourself, and you're a good businesswoman, but you're not good at actually being a real woman. And yet again, I'm not just all talk. I feel like I can back this up because we've regained so many women's fertilities within our community, and this is a big one for women. More people than ever are getting PCOS. We've cured ovarian cysts the size of oranges. That is not my own words. That is somebody within the community. And we've got various people pregnant for the first time. It's genuinely just beautiful to see all the nice, kind responses from the rest of the community. And if you are struggling with these issues, the community is the best place for you. And here we have more body positivity.
They're just fucking arms. They're fucking arms. Squishy squish. I love it. I love it. I love you. I'm sorry I tried to hide you. You just fall where you need to fall. This is gravity. I have a body. I'm alive and I'm in my body, and I get to experience this life, my career, my loved ones with this body. I will not hide any part of this body for any reason. I will not hide any part of you for any reason. And I love you. I love you so much. I love you so much. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. And you're soft. Damn, bitch. I'm just soft, hatted up, goddess shit, okay.
Okay. Well, this is exactly what I was talking about before. It's kind of crazy. I'm not going to diagnose this woman, but she doesn't really look very healthy. I think maybe I'm not going to diagnose her, but you know, my opinion on her female health is that maybe she's not the most healthy in that way, but she's also very clearly not healthy in, you know, most ways, because she's severely overweight. Unfortunately, she even realized this, and this is what I mean. Like, these people, they know about this stuff. They know that they shouldn't be that big, and for whatever reason she's got herself into that situation, you know, whatever trauma she has that led her to do that, whatever, you know, habits and patterns that she's been taught from a young age, some people just really can't escape it throughout their lives, and it's unfortunate, it really is, some of the things that people can get into. But she realized it, she knew it, and then she basically took that and said, no, I'm not gonna subscribe to the idea that I look bad. I'm gonna say that I look good, and I'm gonna start caressing myself and talking to myself in the park on my own, and talk about my loved ones and my career and whatever else. I mean, it's okay to feel comfortable in the body that you're in. Like I said before, that's okay, but just accepting it, just accepting defeat, and just saying, "Oh, I'm beautiful no matter what." You know, it doesn't work like that. And I'm not even going to mention the armpit hair. Like, I'm not one to talk on females' bodies, like they do whatever they want, but I did see that, don't worry. But yeah, honestly, right, it's just so bad. This has become like a culture, and I was the same. Look, I was the same. I had enough and I lost weight. You know, normal guy. It's what normal people do, you know. As a small act, I started smiling to myself in the mirror every time I went to the bathroom. After washing my hands, I give myself a smile before leaving. Even that small act started to help, knowing there was a time I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. And why couldn't you look yourself in the mirror? Because you're not happy with the way you look, you know, and you can change it. Like I said before, you know, she's obviously overeating and underworking, and a face, you can see it in her face, the acne and whatever else. It just doesn't look healthy to be that big. Honestly, it really doesn't. And I assume she has trouble doing regular activities. She probably gets out of breath pretty quickly, and I feel really sorry for these people. Like, genuinely, I do feel sorry for them, even though it's their own fault most of the time. Nobody's like sat there and force fed her over these years. She looks like a fully grown adult. At the end of the day, she makes her own decisions about her own life, and whatever trauma, like I said before, that she may have, it's her job to get herself out of this. And I'm not hating. Take as long as you need to do whatever, but just know that time runs out eventually, you know. A lot of these body positivity people who are severely overweight, they're like, oh, it's okay to be this and this. I've seen a video on it. I don't think I can find it now, but it was like a compilation of like 10 different people saying, oh, just love your body the way you are, and then they passed on at very early ages. So just be careful who you idolize, be careful who you admire online, because, you know, even the super fit people like Carrie June, you can idolize them and they're still unhealthy, or you can idolize the people that look like this and they're unhealthy. So be careful who you idolize. You know, at the end of the day, you know what your body needs, you know how your body feels, and once you start making changes, you can really see the difference. Like, when I was a vegan, I was malnourished and depressed and whatever. I just thought that was my reality. I just woke up every day and I put a smile on my face. Like that comment said, I used to wake up and I'd look at myself in the mirror. There was a time when I couldn't even look at myself, and I said to myself, no, I can't do that. I have to be happy. I have to convince myself that I'm happy, because your brain's so powerful that it convinces your body that, you know, it's happy and healthy. Well, to a degree, but there's nothing that can replace those nutrients. There's nothing that can make her body feel like it's lighter than it is, because it's being overworked. No matter what it does, if you go for a walk, if you do anything around the house or whatever, she'll probably get out of breath, unfortunately. And, you know, maybe she doesn't. Maybe I'm lying, but, you know, yeah, this is not the way to do it. Honestly, be happy with who you are and accept who you are, but also at the same time, don't stick with it. You don't have to. You can change whatever you want whenever you want. And if you are struggling with your body image and do want to lose more weight, this is Rhiannon. She lost 18 pounds in 3 weeks, which is a crazy amount of weight. You know, something that Ozempic would take months to lose, whilst getting rid of her acne and also clearing her ovarian cysts the size of oranges, the ones I mentioned before. These photos are crazy, and she said that she was going to leave after the period because she couldn't afford the subscription. But fortunately for Rhiannon, her transformation was so good, she entered the competition to win $200 and a free membership, and she actually won, which you can see here. So we actually run these competitions monthly, so if you want to get healthy whilst making money, then join the community right now. Okay, so next up we have someone on the extreme end of the scale, and it's 27-year-old Polish woman who ate only fruits, dies in Bali, weighing under 50 pounds. Carolina, I can't say that name, I'm not a Polish expert, but yeah, Carolina ate only fruit, died of exhaustion in Bali. And a lot of the comments are saying she had anorexia, stop blaming it on a fruit-based diet. But fruit is just sugar and water, you know, maybe some vitamin C, maybe some other slight minerals, trace minerals. You know, you're missing out on so many nutrients: heme iron, B12, folate, vitamin A. The list goes on. I could name so many nutrients that she's missing out on. Like, it's quite obvious that she's not getting enough nutrients regardless of how much she eats. She could eat, you know, 20 pounds of fruit in a day and still not get the nutrients that she requires. So people are saying that it's not just a diet. She was underweight, she's anorexic. And I mean, this can happen to anybody, yeah. But I've never seen anybody starve who only eats raw meat. You know, you just don't let yourself get like that. You know, your hunger signals are being taken over by sugar. so you don't feel hungry, but you're starving. Your body is screaming for nourishment, for true nourishment, and that is the epitome of malnourishment. And that's just terrible. Like, the people around her really failed her, unfortunately. And you know, when you're in that state, I've been in a similar, not like that, but I've been in a similar vegan, raw vegan, fruitarian phase, and you don't want to listen to anybody else because you have your mindset. You are set in your ways no matter what. And it's really unfortunate that people like this fall into these things, and you can blame an eating disorder, you can blame whatever, but it's really not. It's she had a real problem, and you know, it's not the way to live. Like, you shouldn't live on only fruit. We're not chimpanzees. You know, we haven't got a 7 pH stomach acid. We're not alkaline beings. You know, we're supposed to have acidic stomach acid at the end of the day, and we're supposed to eat a lot of meat, a lot of it. You know, if you look at the Inuit, they just eat mostly meat. 80% of their calories comes from animal fat. They barely eat fruit. They would eat some maybe berries and stuff like that are in season, but maybe not in some parts of Alaska and some parts of the north of Europe. There wouldn't be any vegetation whatsoever. So people that live off pure vegetation, I think it's crazy. And you know what's funny, right? I actually saved a video for this exact purpose to talk about, because vegans believe that all these animals are herbivorous, but there's no real herbivorous animals. Like, even horses and stuff like that, they eat birds and rodents and any kind of meat that they would eat. They're opportunistic carnivores, most animals. And look at this, these are chimpanzees.
The meat is
7
divided up
pH
in a specific way. Chimpanzees hunt monkeys by using the most complex and intelligent ambush of all. Carefully, they move in beneath. The chimps must work together to set a trap. The most accomplished hunter judges the possible escape route of the colobus. His job will be to chase the colobus into the trap. When all are in position, he launches the attack. The monkeys flee towards the trap. The colobus is brought to the ground, but the meat is divided up in a specific way. The hunters take the choice cuts. High-ranking females and their offspring get their share. Meat is a precious treat in the troops' largely vegetarian diet. But it plays a vital role in chimp society. In sharing their catch, the chimps reinforce the bonds that enable them to succeed as a group.
See, there you go. Largely vegetarian diet, but they still savour the meat. And look, they work together. They risk their lives jumping to catch these animals. And why do they do it? Because they know that meat has the most bioavailable nutrients in there. Everything that's been eaten has already been processed, and it's stored inside the fat, stored inside the organs, and sometimes the muscle. And they don't need to work their digestive systems as much to actually chew and process all this vegetation, which you have to eat a crazy amount of. Like gorillas, they sit and eat kilos and kilos of vegetation, and instead they could just eat a monkey. The hunters, the high-ranking males, get the best cuts, just like with humans. They get the first choice, which will be the organs, usually. And then the females, if there's anyone pregnant, any young children, any older people who really need the nutrients, they will get second choice, you know, whatever's left of the organs and the good parts, the fatty cuts. And then the lowest ranking people would just get the muscle meat. You know, usually we would divide that up as humans and give that to the animals, the dogs, really. You know, it's kind of backwards these days. I got a comment about this recently, but it's really backwards how we consume so much muscle meat in the modern world, and it's really expensive. Like, for a steak fillet, a fillet, you'll pay a massive premium for a lean cut of meat, when the organs are literally like pennies, and they're the most nutrient dense parts of the animal, the most sought after, the part that any carnivorous animal would go for first. If a lion hunts a gazelle, where does it go for first? The liver. The liver, straight for the liver, of course, because it's the most nutrient dense part. It's the best tasting part. It's the part of the animal that tastes the best. And we literally discard it as if it's nothing. Most butchers, I've been to butchers and I've said, oh, have you got organs? They say, no, we don't sell organs here. We just discard all of that stuff. Discard? Like discarding, it's crazy to me that any vegan in the world would ever think that human beings could survive just off plants. It's impossibility. It doesn't happen. Never happened, and never will happen. You know, we're the only society to ever believe that this is a possibility in our life. And all these vegans do is project their self-righteousness onto everybody else and act like they're better than us at the end of the day because they have ethics and morals. But what they don't understand is their ethics and morals are completely flawed in many, many different ways. I'd love to make a full video about veganism. I think I will do. But the ethics of the whole thing is just, it's so backwards. Like, they don't even know what they're really doing to the planet and stuff like that. And they believe that everybody should be taking B12 supplements. Everyone should take one. They go to the little doctors and they get tested all the time because they don't feel great, but they have to go to a doctor for them to say, oh, you are healthy actually, even though you're going dizzy every 5 minutes, even though you're really weak and emaciated, you're actually healthy because you've got these compounds inside of yourself that mimic the real compounds. So B12 is bacteria, it's a living being, and they take a pill which mimics the chemical compound, and they take it, it's in the bloodstream, they get tested, oh look, you've got good B12 levels, but you've not, because you've not got actual B12. It's a pill. So, yeah. Just whatever you do, right, in your life, whoever you listen to for your health advice, never, ever, ever listen to a vegan. Ever. Never listen to a vegan about health advice because they don't know anything about anything. But yeah, that's all, guys. I feel like this video has gone on for quite a while, so if you do have any suggestions for any more reels, TikToks or YouTube videos that you want me to react to, leave them down below. Please feel free to leave a like, a comment and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.